The Netherlands Flute Academy was started by myself and a businesswoman and amateur flute player, Suzanne Wolf, in 2009. And our original idea was to have a week-long summer course provisionally aimed at Dutch high school kids. I taught at the Royal Conservatory in The Hague for 11 years. And I noticed during that time that the level of the class went up, but the number of Dutch students went down. So there were very few Dutch students applying to conservatory, and those that did were often not as high a level as coming from Belgium or Germany or the UK or France or wherever. So I thought, well, it can't be that Dutch students are less talented. It can't be a physical problem or something. So maybe they just need a little more encouragement, a little more guidance through the most difficult years. You know, when most flute students start playing the flute these days between 8 or 10. In my generation it was around 10 was normal. Now I see that the age, because of the development of, you know, curved head joints, which whether it's curved this way or this way, and smaller flute, plastic flute, lighter flute, they're starting younger and younger. And you know, when you're 8 or when you're 10, firstly you have time, you have enthusiasm, and starting something you get a natural, if you're naturally curious about that instrument, then the first year or two goes very easily. And the flute is a relatively easy instrument compared to violin or piano. You can, within a few lessons, you can be playing simple tunes. So the first couple of years go kind of automatically, let's say. Then they get to high school. The pressure of more work at school, the pressure of exams, the pressure of puberty, of, you know, wanting to spend more time socially with your friends or girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, sport, of course. And so the time for practicing musical instruments gets reduced. And so this is when they really need extra support. And I remember when I was a teenager, I had so much inspiration and support from my fellow musicians in the youth orchestra. So playing together is so important, because, you know, playing, I mean, I practice hours every day or week alone in a room. It's not so exciting, yeah? But playing with other people and knowing why you're doing all those hours on your own in a practice room, this is really the key to developing. So initially I wanted to bring these young players together and have them inspire one another, and then to add a little extra inspiration, we had a course for young international professionals. We have a course for young international professionals from post-university or conservatory up until the age of 30. So maybe someone who straight from university or conservatory gets a job, and they've been doing that for a few years, and they think, oh yeah, maybe it's time to spend some more time focusing on my own playing, or so it can be a pick-up course, or maybe to help with orchestral auditions or whatever. So this is an extra inspiration for these high school kids to have this international class of young professionals. This is inspiring as well. And the young international professionals are also inspired by the high school kids. And hopefully the teachers play some part in the role of inspiring as well. And so we are all learning together. This was the beginning. Since then, the Netherlands Flute Academy has developed. Now we have an ensemble. Now we do courses for teachers. Now we do courses for young asylum seekers, refugees in the Netherlands. We do courses for children with handicap, mentally handicapped, physically handicapped. We have a younger course for 9 to 12-year-olds, because I contacted flute teachers who are working with high school kids and said, what do you need us to do? We are not instead of your weekly lesson, so we are not trying to replace the weekly flute lessons. This is something extra. So what do the kids need extra? And they said, well, you start at 13. Actually, if someone is still playing at 13, this is already a success for us. We need support, we need extra encouragement for the group younger, 9 to 12. So now we have a course for the younger ones. We have an ensemble, we perform 6 concerts a year. So 3 in the autumn, 3 in the spring. And one of those concerts each time is with a local flute teacher and their students. So we don't expect them to come to us. We go to them with the ensemble and we prepare a program together and we accompany some of the youngest kids which maybe have had lessons for just a few weeks or months. And we play together with them. So they, oh, wow, that's the same instrument I have, but it sounds very different. Or something like that, you know. And we see them, oh, so cute, and they have such pleasure. And I'm so worried about how my intonation is on the F sharp, and if the vibrato is this beat. And then you see someone 10 years old just with so much pleasure playing together. You think, yeah, I can learn from that as well. So, yeah, the Netherlands Flute Academy is growing all the time, and we're filling more and more role. Initially was for a particular market, the Dutch high school kids, and now we are seeing really what is the role. We're going a bit further, and what is the role of music in society, and how important is it for a culture? And I, of course, think personally it's essential to a culture to have a sense. And I think a lot of the things that young kids can learn from playing a team sport, football, hockey, whatever, we can also learn from music. So working together, inspiring, the discipline that you need, learning to use your body effectively, learning how to focus your mind, also important for sport, but yes, also for music. And then music has this added role that it warms the heart, that it talks. You know, the reason I'm here in Korea, we can't speak, well, you and I can speak English together. But music is a language I can play to a room full of people who don't understand any English at all, and I can talk to them. And this is for me the essence of music, and this is why it's absolutely essential in this time of the world development that we learn to communicate with each other. And music is such a wonderful tool for doing this.